I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. So, you know what? That's such a rocker of a song, really. I really wish Joe Hendry was in AEW right now. But honestly, I do want to say that it really lifts my spirits to talk about him because I'm really not happy with the Owen Hart tournament and the men's one. I want to talk about why that's not a good one, how we can make it better, how we can incorporate some storytelling. And if you want to see my solutions on how to make AEW better again, definitely like, share, and subscribe. And then the other thing that I'll say, parked in the car in the parking lot is, AEW needs to hire me, Byron Andreas, because I can definitely book things a lot better. So this is who they have: Cesaro, Pac, Bryan Danielson, Shingo Takahashi, Ray Phoenix, Jay White, Jeff Jarrett, and to be determined. So first of all, when you have a to be determined, that's very stupid. That's saying, oh well, Tony Khan couldn't think of an eighth person, really. That should not be it, really. What they should do is say, what if they had to be determined? Is that going to be Swerve or Ospreay? Whoever loses that match is going to be in this thing for a rematch. That's what I would do. Jeff Jarrett, why the hell is that Jeff Jarrett in this? Do you seriously think Jeff Jarrett should be a AEW World Champion? You should have had gold. You should have had Dustin Rhodes. Dustin Rhodes is talking about like he wants to have one more shot at glory. He talks about how his brother actually won and he wants to be a bigger deal. I would have had Dustin Rhodes. Ray Phoenix, same thing. Who the hell's Ray Phoenix? He's just a luchador. He's a flippy wrestler. There's no him talking. He's not like a Rey Mysterio. I don't think he can talk. I don't think he can speak English, really. So you're gonna have somebody who's not known for speaking English, who's really, really quiet. He's known for flips, really, in this. So it's not good booking, really, unless you kind of have him be an underdog and he promotes himself as like an underdog. I want to win this tournament. I want to represent the Mexican wrestlers. I want to do it. I see my brother actually win gold other places. This is the time for me to win gold. A lot of people think I'm a fluke champion, so he needs to kind of make himself a bigger deal. Like, talk about him being the underdog. I don't think we're going to get that from Ray Phoenix. We're going to get some flippy matches. You have Jay White. He loses a lot. And he's also in the trios division. So definitely, and didn't like MJF beat him with one leg, really. So definitely if you have him in this, it's not really a good look. Bryan Danielson, absolutely. He's talking about, he wants this his last year as a full-timer. More than likely, he's going to win the tournament. We're going to see either Swerve versus Bryan Danielson, but I really think they're going to go Ospreay Danielson because that seems like a very AEW type of match, really. But the problem is that you can't do Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson because he already did that, so it does feel like, a repeat match, really. But Bryan Danielson deserves this. Shingo Takahashi, worst choice ever. Do you honestly think a wrestler from NJPW, a Japanese wrestler that nobody knows who they are, really, is actually going to win this? It's the same thing as I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry in the Royal Rumble coming in at number 1. You think that Joe Hendry's going to win? No, they're going to have maybe The Rock win or somebody else win and challenge Cody Rhodes if he holds the title, really. It's not believable that Shingo Takahashi is going to win. You could have had Kazuchika Okada in this. That you should have done that because then that makes people think that he's actually going to win. More unpredictable. Cesaro, no problem with that. He's a powerhouse. He's a former ROH champion. Why not Mark Briscoe, current ROH champion? Pac, what the hell's Pac done in AEW? He wasn't out for a long time, so you're giving it to people who have been out too much. So what I would do is that honestly, this is not good. If I was to give it a letter grade, this would be like a D, because you have like a bunch of wrestlers that should not be in this. You have Jeff Jarrett, to be determined, Ray Phoenix, Shingo Takahashi, and Pac in this. These are wrestlers who shouldn't be there. I'll give you Jay White because he has a faction with him. So the way that I would do this is that I would have Tony Khan pick 4 people, and I would have the Young Bucks pick 4 people. That's the best way to do it, to create a heel faction, to create heels versus baby faces. So this is who I would have Tony Khan pick. He would pick Bryan Danielson. He'll say that it's going to be either Swerve or Ospreay. He's also going to have MJF. And I would say that his last person is going to be Daniel Garcia because he wants to have like an underdog type of wrestler in there. And I would say that another wrestler that I would put in there would be Dustin Rhodes as well, because obviously, the old man trying to get his last shot at glory. And I'd also put Mark Briscoe because he's the ROH champion. So I'd have one of those. I would have all 6 wrestlers. I would extend the tournament to 6 people. And then for people on the for the EVPs, I would have Okada in this. I would have Brian Cage in this. Brian Cage needs to actually have some victories. So definitely, this would be good to have him in that. And he's also part of the Gates of Agony. I would also have Takeshita in this match. I would include Roosh because, he's technically a heel. And there's 2 other people. I would have Jack Perry in this as well. And I think a 5th person would be a 6th person would be Killswitch, because they're gonna be like, okay, obviously we want him to do damage, and then Christian's talking about like once Killswitch wins, he's actually gonna give the title to Christian. And then I think the next person they can have is Christian Cage, because they're like, okay, well, Christian, you've done a lot of great things, you beat down Swerve, we also want to have you in the tournament, so you have a percentage of winning, really. And I think like what they're also told is that just because you can't just put all your guys in there, and you can't put all the EVPs in there. So I have no problem with Takeshita and Jack Perry in this. So that should be the way to do it. You can have 6 people in it. And to reiterate, it's Bryan Danielson, it's Swerve, it's MJF, Daniel Garcia, Mark Briscoe, and Dustin Rhodes. And then it's also Takeshita, Roosh, Okada, Jack Perry, Luchasaurus, and Christian Cage. Those should be the people in there, because I think that would be a very compelling match. And also Brian Cage in it as well, really. So I think you should have more people in this. Have some matches at Forbidden Door, because that's also a pay-per-view that's a really big one. And as I said, if you do that, you can have Takeshita versus Luchasaurus, or Takeshita versus Roosh. You can have Mark Briscoe versus Takeshita or something like that. I know they're in a ladder match, or sometimes there could be double duty. You can be like, okay, well, even though you guys have wrestled, you guys have to wrestle in this match and then another match, because we also have double champions in AEW. We expect the grind and all that, really. Type of thing, and that's what AEW can do well, is double champions. But I think mine is way, way better than what they have so far, really. Because honestly, Jeff Jarrett, who do you really think Jeff Jarrett's going to win? Do you think Rey Fenix is going to win? Do you think Shingo Takeshita is going to win? Do you think Pac is going to win? Do you think Jay White's going to win? This is really just Bryan Danielson and the Jobbers, unless the to be announced is going to be MJF, or it's going to be either Ospreay or Swerve. Otherwise, it looks like it's Bryan Danielson is going to main event. It's going to main event Wembley Stadium, and since he's planning on being a part timer and slowing it down, really, it does seem like that's the direction that they're going to go in. So that's all I have to say about it. I do think that it's very lackluster. Definitely, my suggestions make it a lot better, and I believe in this card, and I do believe that I have a better way of booking this than Tony Khan did. So share, and subscribe for other suggestions that I do have to make AEW great again.